guys, and welcome back to Seeing It Their Way, Past the Book Edition. Hopefully you've seen some of our other reviews by now. If not, make sure to check them out after you finish watching this video. But what we've been doing is reviewing books off of the Helen Ruffin reading world list. All summer long, the boys and I have read, it's 10 books on the list, but we've read 9 of them because we're still waiting on that one to come in. I think it may be on its way finally. But the boys and I read the book together, and they have writing assignments, and every Friday they write a summary on the books that we write, and we're sharing our summary here, or their summary here, and we will all be reviewing the book for you. Today's book is Solving for M by Jennifer Swender, and without further ado, here is my boys. Let me pass the book. Romy, wake up.
Oh, right. I'm going to tell you about the summary of, Solving for M. In this book, a girl named Mika is sad because her mom is suffering from an illness called skin cancer. Now her mom is a mess, and Mika doesn't know what to do. Luckily, she makes some great friends named Dee Dee and Chelsea, with the help of her wacky and fun teacher, Mr. Van. Everyone thought that he was lighting a real candle and ate it, when it really was just vanilla stuff. Mika is very happy to have friends like them, but she's also sad because her mom has to take medicine that makes her absent. At least her grandma, Bo, is helping her mom out. She loves her dad, but he doesn't hang out with her a lot because he and Mika's mom are divorced. And when she comes over, he is always at work. Mika has a great time because she and her friends, they calculated that thought that their teacher was getting fired, when really he was just moving to the 6th grade. Then they had a happy life.
Here you go, Deacon. Oh, thanks, Romy. This is the synopsis for Solving for M. When Mika's neat life starts getting messy, she realizes there are no easy answers, and maybe Mr. Van is on to something. Maybe a math journal can help you work out your problems, and not just the math ones. And maybe when you have help from friends, family, and one unique teacher, it's okay that life's not nearly as predictable as numbers.
Take this, bro. I feel that this book isn't really that great. Like, they add pictures. We aren't kids. Well, not young kids. and it's not, I feel like they kind of mislead us. Like, whenever they have this problem that the mom has cancer, but at the end, they never really told us if it will ever come back, if it's gone forever. They didn't tell us anything, really.
This book, it shows you things that can happen in real life. It shows you that if sometimes your parents didn't tell you anything because they don't want you to worry. So they're trying to protect you from stuff.
What was her mother trying to protect her from?
From being worried that she might die, or something might happen to her. But she already knew that. She already knew what was coming. But her mom wouldn't tell her because she didn't know that she already knew.
Mr. Van, yeah, the teacher. It's kind of crazy, to be honest.
How so?
Like, he literally changed the whole the whole classroom into a restaurant just for a math lesson.
Is that crazy or is that innovative?
Yeah, but it spent a lot of time. And then he has to put it back into a classroom.
You think that was a waste of his time?
He could have just gave them like a worksheet that said, what's blah 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 plus blah blah blah.
every student isn't like you to where they can easily understand things. Sometimes you have to get creative in order for a student to grasp the ideas that you're teaching. So I think he was just trying to be creative. So did you learn any lessons from this?
Well, I learned that people, if something's wrong with them, they don't say anything because they don't want you to worry. That's what I've learned. And something might happen later in the future. It might come back. It might not. Sometimes people don't know things.
What about the relationship with the teacher or her classmates? What did you learn or think about that?
Well, they had a, I don't know, they were a really relationship. Well, they really loved their teacher. They really loved Mr. Van because they didn't want him to get fired. That's what they thought. But he was just moving to 6th grade. So they were so happy that he wasn't getting fired because he was a great teacher.
But why would they even think he was getting fired?
Because Chelsea, she thought that Mr. Van wasn't a good teacher. So she told her mom, and then her mom's on the school board, with the school board, so she told them. I went and tell my friends about this book, and I rate it a 3 out of 5. I'd rate it 4 out of 5.
Why did it lose a star?
Because it's more for people that have that are hired, so they'll understand what they're saying.
You felt like this was above your reading level?
Yeah. Cause yeah.
And we're back. So I learned some new information right along with you guys with the boys' reviews. I didn't realize that my youngest thought that the reading level on this book was a bit too high for him, and that my oldest thought the book was kiddie-ish because it had pictures in it. I thought the book was good. One gave him a 3 out of 5, and one gave him a 4 out of 5. I would have given the book a 5 out of 5. I thought it was awesome. I thought this was an amazing book. It definitely dealt with real life things like cancer, the fear of losing a loved one, the fact that she already came from a single parent home and her father lived in another state, and having to deal with starting middle school and having to make new friends because you're not with your old friends from elementary. It was just a lot of life experiences that really happen that children have to deal with. And she handled them very gracefully and very well, if you ask me. She was able to communicate a lot of her feelings through her schoolwork, and that was what the illustrations were of. Like her diary for math is what the illustrations were. So it wasn't like it was really pictures, but it was just a way of describing how she felt. Like she would interpret her math homework. It always applied to what she was going through in life. So with that said, I'm going to have to trump my children's reviews and say this is a great book. I will, just to give you a little insight, my oldest son, Romy, is very much so a black and white child and doesn't deal in, I guess, in the gray. So, the discussions and the topics on emotion. So understanding someone's emotions about particular situations sometimes don't come the easiest for him. And as far as my youngest goes, he is a very free-loving, happy-go-lucky type of guy. So it may have been that the topics that were discussed in this book just didn't sit well with him, just because it was all very, like, as I listed, I mean, it was death. It was, sadness. It was like, so maybe that's why he thought the book wasn't for him. But I like the book, and I give it 5 out of 5. And I would recommend that you read this book and you read it with your child, because it can't do anything but open up more conversations to be had. So as always, the book will be linked down below. Make sure to check out all of our other reviews and make it a great one. Make sure to pass the book along.